Hi there, Cy Baron here with another Sam video for beginning guitarists. We're going to look at a technique today called Hammer Ons, which is something you can use in chord shapes to make the sound of the guitar sound more interesting, more rhythmic. It's a widely used technique, so let's jump right in. It's going to sound something like this. So I'm using my thumb to strum, and then I'm tapping with all my fingers on the top of the guitar just directly underneath the sound hole. So the rhythm is, so it's strum, tap, strum, tap, strum, tap, strum, tap, strum, tap, strum, tap. Just using the thumb. It's a nice rhythm to learn how to play, and it's fairly easy. It's just strumming down with the thumb and then tapping gently on the top of the guitar. The movements aren't difficult, but getting it rhythmical and in time, that requires a bit of practice. Now I'm playing a C chord, so I'm starting on the 5th string here, strumming down. It'll take a little bit of practice for you to do the slap and then land with the thumb on the 5th string. But as long as you've got your upper arm anchored in place, that'll make it much more easy to find the right position for your thumb. Okay, that's the rhythm. So let's look at the chords. So what are we doing when we're hammering on a chord? Well, basically we're playing a note, say the 4th string, the D string, and then as it's ringing, we're bringing our fretting finger down fairly hard on top of the string, near to the fret, and creating that second note without plucking the string. So it's just one pluck, 2 notes. So it's like this. So that's one pluck with the thumb, 2 notes. The sound of the second note is made entirely with the finger hitting down on the fret. Now the benefit of this technique is you can get very fast and very smooth sounding note changes. As I say, this is a technique which is widely used because it makes the chord changes sound very smooth. Can you hear how the chord changes from a suspended 2nd C chord to a C chord? But it's very smooth change, rather than where you're strumming twice. Just the single strum with the finger coming down produces a really musical sounding tone. Now that combined with the rhythm that we had sounds great. Okay, let's look at the 2nd chord, the F. Now I'm going to be playing an F without the bar chord. This is an easier way of playing the F, but you do need to play from the 5th string down and not the 6th string down. That open E is not required, so we're strumming down from here, which is the same as the C chord. So the rhythm on your right hand doesn't change. So we've got this as an F chord. I'm also not playing the high E. I'm really only playing the middle 4 strings. Now the hammer-on note will be this finger here. So with the C chord it was this finger, and with the F chord it's the same finger but on the string below. There's the C chord, hammer on, and here's the F chord, hammer on. What does that sound like? And these two chords and the two hammer-ons, they sort of complement each other and they sound good together. Playing these hammer-on chords is really good practice because it forces you to think about the pressure you're applying on your fingers to the fretboard. When you're playing a hammer-on chord, you have to release the pressure of one part of that chord. One of the fingers has to come off. And figuring out which finger it is that you need to release the pressure on while maintaining the pressure on the other fingers is a fairly tricky job. And it's one which will really increase your ability as a guitarist. It's really good practice. I thoroughly recommend it. Let's look at the D minor chord. Now the note we're going to hammer on here is on the G string, and we're going to be hammering on to an A note like this. That's a very nice sound. In fact, you could, if you're very clever, hammer on both these fingers here. Let's try that. Let's look at the last chord I was playing there, the G chord, and we can hammer on the A string, A to B. Let's see what that sounds like. Of course here I'm playing from the top string, the E string. So the whole thing together might sound something like this. There's a whole variety of chords that you can use hammer-ons on, and there are different strings which sound good with those chords. For example, here's one with the D chord hammering on the E string from the E to the F sharp. You could even do something with the D sus4 chord. Now there's the A chord, of course. And what I'm doing there is going from the A chord to the A sus4 chord, but it's an extended A sus4 chord. Or you could just do the simpler version. Hammering on is a really widely used technique in guitaring. You can do sort of rocky things with it, for example with an E minor chord, hammering the whole chord on. Hammering on is a technique which is widely used in guitar playing, not only for chordal work but for lead work as well, so it's something you need to learn and you need to practice. It comes with practice. It's really a fairly easy technique once you get the hang of it. It will make your music sound smoother, more fluid. It's definitely something to become familiar with. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.